everybody, welcome to today's video. I am going to show you how to go from this kind of golden blonde to a gorgeous platinum buttery blonde. This is really easy. It takes just a few items. I'm going to be using the Redken EQ Shades. I'm going to be using equal parts of all three of these to get our desired shade. Usually Redken is only available to the licensed community, but I will make sure to link these products in the description through Amazon. Yep, you heard it, you can get them through Amazon. I also want to make sure that you guys know Redken's EQ Shades processing liquid is really important. You can use any other type of developers perfectly fine, but this is specifically formulated to work with the EQ Shades. It's a little bit different than a regular toner, so I always tend to use the toner along with the brand processing solution. That will just make sure that the formulation is correct. You always want to make sure you have the proper safety equipment. Gloves are number one because this is peroxide, this is developer. You want to make sure that it doesn't get on your hands. You don't want to stain your hands at all, especially going to work the next morning. You have like purple hands. You don't want to do that. Make sure you have a clean bowl and brush. I always hand wash these, but you also want to make sure that you are putting them in your dishwasher so that they can steam and sanitize. I like to make sure that everything is always clean when I use them. You don't have to buy a new bowl and a new brush every time you do your roots. These will last you a lifetime if you take really good care of them. So make sure they're clean. Don't leave any hair dye in there overnight. Kind of weird when you wake up in the next morning. But if it's really late and you don't have time, it's totally fine. It's not even going to eat away at the bowl. This is a very, very durable plastic. Okay, so let's get to it, guys. Here we go. You always want to make sure your hair is nice and combed through. You don't want any hairspray, any knots or anything, because we are going to be going all the way through the ends for this toner. All the way through the ends. You want to make sure that you're saturating every piece really well, so brushing your hair out is extremely, extremely important. I'm just wearing a sweatshirt that I don't care about because most of the time I'm pretty messy and I get color everywhere. So make sure that you are wearing pajamas or something that you do not care about spilling on, because it will happen. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use equal parts of each of these Redken EQ Shades. And if you see inside the bowl, it has these little measuring lines here. They're also up and down the sides. So that's usually how I gauge how much I put in there, but most of the time you can just eye it. Each one is 2 fluid ounces, so if you wanted to do 1 ounce of each, it would be equal parts developer, so that would be 3 ounces of your toner and 3 ounces of developer. They also have little cups that you can buy. 3 ounces should be more than enough with the developer. It should be more than enough for 2 times. My hair is not super thick, but it's not super thin. This amount should be more than enough. Okay, and then we're just gonna measure. There we go. Now keep in mind that this processing lotion is a liquid. This is not a cream. This isn't gonna look like your regular developers, so don't freak out when you pour it. This is going to kind of have like a jelly, I don't want to spell, like a jelly-like consistence when you mix it together. That is the chemical reaction happening. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're mixing it really, really well, or else your hair will be super spotty and you don't want that. And the application is extremely, extremely important. You want to make sure that every single hair is saturated. Start with the area that you wear your hair the most. A lot of times you can start down the middle, which is perfectly fine, but I like to go in and have this process as much on the very top where people are going to see it normally parted every day. Here's a tip. You want to make sure that you are not getting your regrowth or your natural hair, because you don't know how this is going to react to it. Because again, you are processing, you're not lifting so much, but it can tend to turn your hair a different color. So I am really just going to do my best to focus on the color, that real blonde that's there. And again, you want to make sure that everything's nice and saturated. You can potentially comb this through as well if your hair is really coarse and really thick. If you have a comb, it is not a bad idea. And I'm just gonna move that one over. And then just going through the rest of the hair. And this is a really, really easy way in between getting your roots done too, to kind of give your hair a boost. I know a lot of us try to extend the period in between getting our hair done because it can be quite pricey. So this is a really, really nice way to just kind of go in and brighten up that blonde. If that's you and your hair is lifted to like a 8 or a 9 blonde, this is a nice way to kind of kick out those brassy golden tones. I want to make sure I get these little pieces in the front. Now, as I go lower, you can see that I don't have as much blonde in my hair towards the roots, and that's just really to keep my hair as healthy as I can. I normally only do the very top part of the crown of my roots, because that way my underneath hair stays nice and healthy. Tip that I can tell you guys is you want to make sure that your hair is dirty, like filthy, as dirty as you can get it. You do not want to do this with your hair being like right out of the shower. You want to make sure that there is some natural oil buildup in your hair before you tone. I don't know why, the color just takes better. And another rule of thumb, this is going to sound really weird, but I normally do not do my hair while I am menstruating or while I'm ovulating. And I know it's really weird. I know most of you probably don't know that time frame. It's usually about a week or two prior to you starting your period. For some odd reason, your hair just does not take the color as well as it normally does. Now, I'm not sure if this has something to do with our hormones. It probably does, because let's face it, everything's usually related to hormones, right? Those pesky little hormones. Now, you are gonna see this turning like a purpley violet color. Do not panic. Do not panic. Do not take it out before it has processed. You want this to process for at least 15 minutes. Okay, please don't freak out. That purple is doing its job. You don't want to do anything to it. All right. Now this side is my thick side, so this is going to take a lot longer. And again, I'm really trying to avoid my kind of regrowth that I already have. If you're interested in how I got my balayage, I have a video I will link for you guys in the description as well as at the end of this video, so that you can just click on it and watch it. It's like the easiest thing anyone's ever done. And you want to make sure that you get both sides of these sections, or else you will have splotches and pieces that did not get any color. You want to make sure that every piece of hair is absorbing this toner. And just use your hands and go in just like this. I know, especially like right in my bangs right here, I get really, really gold. So I want to make sure to get that spot really, really well. You want to make sure you get the back too. Just kind of pull that forward. Try not to take too big of sections, but you should be able to get these. You want to make sure that you're saturating every piece of hair, front and the back. Now, if it's really cold in your house or really cold outside, you want to make sure that you put something over your head, like a shower cap or a shopping bag, to make sure that the hair processes correctly, because it is going to need from the heat from your scalp to make sure that it processes correctly, okay? Now, if it's a hot, warm, sunny day, you're good to go. You won't need any extra heat normally, or you can just go out into the sun, kind of have a glass of lemonade or a nice glass of tea, just sit out there and let the sun work its magic. But right now in January, I'm guessing that you guys are going to need a little help. All right, so a plastic bag goes a long way, and shower caps too. Shower caps are always helpful. You can use them for like a deep conditioning treatment, which is always good in the winter too. And the thing that I like about this Redken EQ Shades is that it's a moisturizing toner. So it's depositing moisture into your hair at the same time as it's toning it. So it's kind of a double duty, which is nice. Now you want to be pretty quick with this. You don't want to lollygag, because you do not want this sitting on your hair longer than it needs to, because then you are going to have some unwanted tones in there, those violets and those blues. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing this kind of at a fast pace, not too slow, not too slow, and don't take it off too fast. I know what you're thinking, it sounds difficult, but it is not. If you turn this video on, if you get all your supplies and you do this with me, I promise it'll be like easy peasy. Just think of me as like your best friend that you're sitting here talking with. Okay? I'm in my PJs, I just woke up from a nap, so please don't mind. Please don't mind my sleepy eyes. All right. And if you have someone at home that can help you with the back, that's even better. I try to just pull mine forward, but sometimes it doesn't always work, so anytime anyone is in the house that can help you, that's fantastic. Can already tell, look at how much more platinum my hair is looking. I'm going to leave this on for about 5 more minutes, maybe 10, just to make sure that it doesn't over process, because you're going to start getting those unwanted tones and be able to get out of your hair for about a week or so after a couple washings, which if you have a big event coming up, you don't want that. So try not to over process it, but don't under process it as well. You want to make sure that it's on for at least 15 minutes. So if you somehow miraculously got through this in 5 minutes, it only needs to be on for another 10, but you want to make sure that everything has a chance to process the same amount of time. And I did my whole head, which is nice, and I still have some left over. Looks really dark, you guys. Don't panic. Do not panic. Whenever I do people's hair, I like to turn them away from the mirror so that they can't see what's happening, so that they don't panic and run to the shower and immediately take it out. Okay, you want to make sure that this is processing, you're giving it enough time to process. And it looks horrible, it looks scary, but don't worry, it's gonna be just fine. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit, and then I will be back with you guys as soon as it's rinsed. See you guys soon. Hang tight. Alright everybody, so I have washed and conditioned my hair, and it feels so silky and so soft. I don't know if you guys can see this sheen on camera. As you guys can see, there is a much ashier platinum-y color to my hair, and my roots even turned out really good too. Sorry, the lighting is kind of funky, but if you guys can see how pretty that is, it actually kind of gave my roots like a kind of beigey blonde feel to them. And remember, I didn't take it all the way up, I just kind of took it here. So it's blending really, really well, but the moisturizing toners actually leave your hair better than they were prior to you processing them, which doesn't happen with a lot of products. So if you are looking to boost that blonde 2020, the Redken EQ Shades is a really great way to do it. It's a really easy formula. Hopefully the video was clear enough for you to follow, but if it wasn't, I'll make sure to put all of the instructions in the description for you, along with all of the products that I used today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. Click the bell for new content every week, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video.